Thank you. Thank you very much for joining our today's webinar, the name of which is Spring Cleaning Tips for your Mac. This is the fourth webinar in total and the first one in the series. So last year we had a series of 3 webinars. This year we might have even more. The date of the next webinar is still to be announced, so you'll receive an email with the invitation. My name is Roman. I'm one of the support team representatives here in MacKeeper team, and today I will tell you 10 simple steps to follow to keep your computer cleaned up, well maintained, and in a good shape. Because what is the best time for a spring cleaning? If not the spring, because, well, the spring is by default the best time to clean up all around you. Clean up your yard, your house, your desktop, your garage, your computer as well. And I will show you certain ways to do that manually and by using certain tools, how you can clean up the computer and keep it in a good shape. First and foremost, you need to keep it up to date. So whenever Apple sends you updates for your favorite apps, please do install those. To do that, there are a number of ways. So if you have a Mac operating system 10.9 and earlier, so 10.876, if you click the Apple icon in the very top left of your whole screen, the second item here will actually be software update, and then will be the App Store. So in 10.9 and earlier, there was an item in the menu that said software update, and whenever you have any updates, there will be a notification next to it, and by clicking on it, you would be able to go to the screen that will allow you to install updates. But instead, now in 10.10, and I think later versions will have the same thing, so they got rid of a software update button and they left only App Store. And whenever you have any updates available, it will show you the hint, the notification to the right from it. So if you click it, if you click App Store, it will take you straight away to the Updates tab in the App Store. If you get on the featured instead, so if it shows you the list of featured applications, you can click back on Updates tab here in the top right, so on the top. The other way to get to this very screen is to click the Apple again, choose About This Mac, and on the Overview tab, there are different tabs here, and if you are concerned with the capacity of your hard drive and if you would like to see how much space is free, you can click Storage and see how much space is available for you. But on the Overview tab, there is a Software Update button. So if you click it, it will take you to the same place, to the updates. You can also use the App Store icon in the dock if you saved it. Usually, on my work account, I get rid of most of these and leave only mine. So that's the first thing you need to do, is to keep it up to date, to keep all your fences around your yard up to date and running. By the way, for those of you who have maybe issues with the internet connection and you do not see a video or sound is rubbish, please do not worry, we'll have a recording of the session. So maybe on Monday, you'll receive an email with the link. You'll be able to click it and see the recording of the session. So if I'm too fast or if I'm doing something that is not quite familiar because it is hard to grasp something from the first time, you'll be able to watch the recording. And in the end of the session, we'll have a contest. So be attentive during our webinar. In the end, I will ask you a question concerning one of MacKeeper features, and the first person who sends the correct answer will get new 3.x MacKeeper license for free for 2 years. Okay, so be attentive and please stay with me till the end of this session. Okay, so the second thing for us would be to check the computer for viruses, because in your yard, you might have some viruses on your trees, and you need to use special tools to check that or to eliminate any possible viruses or, I don't know, some bad things that can happen to your trees, your plants, and whatever. To do so on your computer, you can use the antivirus. And I know that Apple, one of the selling points of Apple is that Macs do not get viruses. That is not completely true. That might be true 5 or 6 years ago, but believe me, there is no operating system in this world that is completely 100% protected from viruses or from any external injections. And Mac operating system is one of the Unix family, so that is where it took its security, because Unix systems are generally very secure. One system that is more secure even than the Mac is Linux. It's an open source system. You might take a look into that if you would like to, but Macs do get viruses. And on the other hand, you might become like a source of viruses for your friends. So if you have friends that have Windows computers and you send them emails with attachments that were not checked for viruses, they might contain viruses, and your friends will not be happy receiving that email, opening the attachments because they trust you, and getting viruses onto their computers and headaches. So yeah, check computers for viruses. To do so, we need to open MacKeeper. And again, there are certain ways to do that in Mac operating system. So if you have the icon of MacKeeper saved in your dock, go ahead and just click it. If for some reason you do not have the icon saved, if you opened MacKeeper before, if it was installed and opened by you before, there will be an icon of a robot head in the top right of the screen. So next to your power, next to your Wi-Fi, you'll have a small robot head. If you click it, you can choose Open MacKeeper, and that will open the window as well. The other way is to open the Finder and click on the applications in the left of Finder. That will take us to the list of applications that are currently installed. And if we press the M key, it will jump us onto the first item that starts with M, and it's MacKeeper. So let's just double click on that one. And the final and maybe even useful thing to do, especially if you are using keyboard shortcuts, because if you press Command Space, it will open the Spotlight search. The other way is to click the magnifying glass in the top right. If you have 10.9 and earlier, clicking the Spotlight will give you like a menu here. But if you have 10.10 and later, it will show you the Spotlight search right here in the center where it is seen beautifully. So in the Spotlight search, we can just type in MacKeeper, and it will show us the first result in our applications, and we can click it and open it from there. So these are easy steps to open the application. If you would like to save the icon of the application in the dock, you can either drag it from applications onto the dock, or if you have it open already, just control click or right click on the icon. That will give you a menu. If you click and hold on the icon for a couple of seconds, that will give you the same menu as well. So if you place your cursor on the options and then click keep in dock, that will keep the icon in the dock. We have opened MacKeeper. Now we would like to check our computers for viruses. Click on Internet Security on the left. It should be in the Security section, so in the left MacKeeper menu. If we click that, we can click Antivirus Scan tab here at the top. That will show us this empty list, and let's hope it will stay empty after the end of the scan. So let's click Start Antivirus Scan. It will do its job. It will thoroughly scan all the files on the system, because I did not perform the antivirus scan yet on this account of the computer. And if it finds any viruses, it will show them to you in the list. So there will be a title, the name of the file, and in the description field, you'll see the path to that file. So it will show you where that file is located. So if you have something like users, your username downloads, that file is in your downloads folder, and probably you've just misclicked or downloaded it previously, and it contains virus. Go ahead and delete it. To delete it, put a check mark in a square checkbox to the left from it. So whenever it has the item in the list, there will be a square checkbox. So if you have two, you'll have two checkboxes, and yada yada. Put a check mark there and then click delete. And that will get rid of the file from your system for good. In case that file is familiar, or in case you need to save it, or if it is useful for you, if you do know where it came from and you do need it, you can put it to quarantine. Quarantine is like a safe place from which it will do no harm to your computer and will not be able to do anything to your computer. So if there are any chances for you to cure it, or maybe open it on a different system or whatever, you can move it to quarantine and then do something with it later. If you move something to quarantine, you can find it in the Antivirus Quarantine tab. And in this tab, you'll be able to put a check mark next to the item in the list as well, and then either restore it, so if you can do something with it, or just delete it straight away from the quarantine. If you just decided, you changed your mind and decided that you should not be bothered with that file. So that's that. Let's stop the scan. Next up, the third step is cleaning up binaries. For that, let's go to Fast Cleanup. So if you first open MacKeeper, the advanced tools will be like hidden for you. If you click the advanced tools, it will open up a whole bunch of files of tools, and we need to go to Fast Cleanup. And let's just redo the scan. The first item here is binaries cutter. Historically, there are two main architecture types of Mac computers. The old PowerPC, so those of you who still have like PowerBook G4 or something like that, it's a PowerPC Mac. It has a PowerPC architecture, and modern Macs are Intel-based, so they have Intel architecture. And applications, they cannot be made for both. They need to have certain parts for PowerPC and certain parts for Intel-based computers. And if you have Intel-based computer, the parts of the application that are inside of the application that are meant for PowerPC architecture are not used at all by your computer. They can be safely like cut out of the application. So let me show you. Let's go to applications. Let's, for example, look inside the Google Chrome. Let's right-click it or control-click it and choose Show Package Contents. It will show us the Contents folder, and inside the Contents folder, there are a bunch of folders, and inside those folders, there are resources that are meant for both and for PowerPC and for Intel-based computers. So like 3 kinds of files for both architectures, those that are used only on PowerPC and those that are used only on Intel. And if you have Intel-based computer, you do not need PowerPC things. Manually, it's quite impossible to actually cut out those parts without harming the application. And MacKeeper does know which applications should not be touched at all, like, for example, Adobe Family, Adobe Photoshop, or basically any Adobe application is not accepting whenever something is removed or added into the application bundle. So it will cause certain issues. So MacKeeper does not remove parts for the PowerPC from those applications. So manually, it's quite impossible to do the same as binary cutter does. You can click on View Results, actually, and we'll uncheck the applications that you would like to leave intact. But it's quite safe to just click Remove, and that will do the clean for us. So that's that. Now, the fourth step is clearing the cache. Now, cache files can be found in the Users Library folder. So let us go to Users Home folder and look for Library. Do you see one? I don't, but wait. If we go to Computer, if we go to Macintosh HD, there's library here. If we go to System, there's library here. But if we go to User, there's no library. But it was on 10.6. I can swear there was library folder. Yeah, that's right. They hid it starting from Mac OS 10.7. So if you have 10.7 and later, including 10.10, which I'm on at the moment, the library folder, the users library folder, is hidden. And the library folder is something that contains preferences of the applications, configuration, cache files, log files, all different things, fonts, for example. One slightly harder way to go to the users library folder is to click the Go button here at the top. So if you have Finder open, if you see Finder next to Apple here in the top left, look to the right and there will be a Go button. If you click that one, you can click Go to Folder and type in tilde / let me get rid of this whole thing. So tilde is if you press and hold the Shift key, you need to press the key to the left from 1 in the top left of this keyboard, or right below the Escape key. That has like a squiggly line, a tilde. So if you press that, that basically tells the computer to go inside our home folder. So instead, we could just type in Users, MacKeeper, and then Library. Instead of all this, instead of Users and MacKeeper, we just use the tilde. And leave Library and go. So that's the user's library folder. The shortcut here, the easier way, is to again click the Go button, but this time press and hold the Option key on your keyboard. It will reveal the library item here. And if we click it, it will take us to the same library folder. And in the library, if we just click anywhere and press C, it will jump us onto the first folder that starts with C. That's cache. That's what we need, and we could get inside this folder and basically remove any cache from it. The worst thing that might happen is that we would have the application that still has the cache here open, running, and if we remove the cache, that application will try to use that cache, but the cache is no longer there, and instead of cached pictures, for example, we'll see empty pictures, like the placeholder for the picture. Just quit that application and then open it again, and that will do the trick. Or just restart the computer by clicking the apple and choosing Restart. So we can safely remove all these. We can also click Go, choose Computer, go to Macintosh HD, then to Library, and go inside the cache folder here as well. And we can as well remove all these. We cannot remove Google software because Chrome is currently running. We can Control-click on it and choose Quit. And that will probably make that folder so that we will be able to get rid of it. But we can drag these to the trash. In this case, it will only ask us our administrative password so that we would authorize the removal of files from outside of our user's home folder. We need the administrative permissions for that. That is basically it. These two cache folders are quite enough to be cleaned. In case you do not have time for that, to go through all these cache files and to take the risk of removing wrong cache files, because some developers, bad developers, tend to save important data in the cache files, so that if you remove those cache files, application will lose important data. MacKeeper does know about those kinds of bad developers and bad applications, and it has a blacklist for that kind of applications. If you have certain application that suffers after you do the fast cleanup in MacKeeper, if something like preferences is reset or you lose some data from application or add-on, please simply contact our support team. To do so, just go to this right menu in MacKeeper, click the headphones icon, and then click Start Live Chat, or just call the number or send us an email. And we'll help you. Just tell us the name of that application that suffers, and our testers will test that and add certain things from that application into the blacklist. So it's quite safe to use MacKeeper to remove the cache instead. You can again click View Results next to Cache Cleaner and click Remove here. You can uncheck the items that you would like to keep for some reason. Next thing is removing unnecessary languages. Many applications on the Mac, and actually the whole interface of the Mac computers, can be showed in a number of different languages. If you click the apple and go to System Preferences, and then from System Preferences go to Languages and Region, you'll see that currently I'm using the English interface of the Mac. I also added couple other languages. We can add more. We can click it and then choose, for example, Japanese and add it to the list. It will automatically ask us if we would like to use Japanese straight away, or we would like to continue using English. Let's continue using English. Do not add any input sources. So do not confuse the languages of the interface and input sources. Those are two different things. So even if you remove languages of the Spanish interface from applications, that will still keep your input source, your Spanish input source. Do not add any Japanese symbols, and we can simply drag Japanese to the top and the interface will change. Certain elements do change right away. For others, you can restart the Finder or applications, and that will kick in, and that will take effect. Let's keep English as our primary language. So Languages Cutter removes all these translations from inside of the application. You can do this manually, actually. If you open the Finder, go to the Applications again, and let's use our favorite Google Chrome to show that. So again, Control-click or right-click on the app, then choose Show Package Contents, go to Contents, then go to Resources, and every folder that ends with LPROJ is a folder that contains translations of this certain application. So if we get into it, we see the info list strings. So essentially, it's like a file that says, here, you have this text in English in a default interface, say start, and show this thing instead in Spanish. And it will like translate the strings inside of the application interface. And these can be removed easily and safely. Not to do this manually, because we would need to go through each application, go through the depths of it, and removing all those is quite tedious. Instead, you can use just languages cutter in MacKeeper. It will remove them for you. You can group by applications. So if you would like to remove languages from certain applications only, you can uncheck the unnecessary items here, or you can group by languages and then uncheck them from this list. If you would like to keep certain language all the time, there is a way for that. Just click MacKeeper in the top left next to Apple, choose Preferences. It will conveniently open on the Languages tab here at the top, and you can just put a check mark next to language that you would like to keep all the time. It conveniently shows you only those languages that you have in system preferences that you might use, instead of just scrolling through hundreds of languages in the list. So that will keep Japanese and Spanish as well, but we need to redo the scan for these changes to kick in as well. Okay, and now the next thing is Logs Cleaner. Again, we can remove logs manually. For that, we need to go again to the users library folder. So hold the option in the Go menu, go to library, press click anywhere, press L, and it will jump us onto the language modeling, and go to the logs. And it is also safe to remove all these files from here. So we can press just Command A and just drag all these to the trash, or Control click then and choose Move to the trash. There are multiple ways to do that. We can also go to the System library folder. So if we go to Macintosh HD, then Library, there is also Logs folder here. You will need to use your administrative password again to remove any logs from here. And well, usually logs are files that contain data that is useful for some technicians. So if you have some issues with certain application, if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, logs might help the technicians of the support team of that application, of that software manufacturer, to find out what is wrong and to fix it. To view those logs, we can use console. So let's open up the Spotlight and just type in console. So in the console, you can see different data, error messages, certain messages about something completed, or some process started, or some process stopped, diagnostic messages, all kinds of 100% CPU usage by Chrome Helper, for example, or maybe some random crashes of certain applications. It's all here, and it all can be quite safely removed. If some log does not reproduce itself after you removed it, just simply restart the computer. So click the apple in the top left and choose Restart. After the restart, that log will recreate itself and continue storing the useful data. But from time to time, it is advised to remove all logs, because certain applications, when they load up the logs as well, so that they have the necessary information. But in MacKeeper, all you need to do is just click Remove. It is safe to remove logs. It is removing logs. It is even safer than removing caches. Rare developers will store any important information in the log, so do not worry about that one. So yeah, okay. Now, next step 6, is getting rid of the duplicate files. There are multiple ways of how you can get duplicates on your system. The most usual way is when you download some music files into your downloads folder, and then you drag them into the iTunes application, and they get automatically added to your iTunes library, which is in the music folder. So if you go into the music folder, there is iTunes, and in the iTunes, there is all these files, and your music file will copy from downloads folder to the iTunes folder. That can be disabled in the iTunes preferences, but it is not advised to be disabled. Just in case, it is quite useful to have all your music collection in one place. So that's, well, the most often way of creating duplicates on your system. But you can copy different files from places to places, forget about all copies, do all kinds of stuff. You can try to use Finder to remove duplicates. You can just type in the asterisk. So if you press Shift and 8, so if you hold the Shift and press 8, it will give you the asterisk symbol. It basically means all the files. And now we can add certain filters by clicking this plus button here, and for example, look for only like movies, or only music files, or only presentations. Or I don't know, folders, and it will show us different folders. So you can use these filters to find your search and maybe find even some duplicates. But you can have the file named exactly the same, but the content would be different, and you need to open the file before you see that it is indeed a duplicate. Instead, you can use the duplicates finder in MacKeeper, because when you use the duplicates finder in MacKeeper, it does not care what the name of the file is. So when you first get into it, if you click scan, it will scan your whole home folder and probably will find a number of duplicates. Instead, I would like to search only the desktop. To do that, just click the Change Folder button here at the bottom of MacKeeper, and then choose Desktop as a destination of the scan. Let's scan it, and we see that we have two groups of duplicates. These items in the list are what is called duplicate groups, and if we click on the triangle that points on it, it will expand and show us the list of indented files and their locations. So we see that one is right on the desktop, and it is called another one, this one. We see that is a fine MacKeeper with hearts all around it, and the other exactly the same file is in the desktop and in the duplicates example folder, and it is called another 2. You see, the name is different, and if we get inside the duplicates example, we can see that there is indeed another 2, and it is completely the same picture. So it does not care about the name of the file. It only cares about the content. The same here. We have a file that is called MacKeeper 3.x inside the duplicates example. Here it is. And it looks a bit odd. Let's see. We have MacKeeper 3.x on the desktop here. And it looks, at least it looks in a different direction, right? And it seems to be a different MacKeeper at all. And there is a MacKeeper 2.x here that looks exactly the same as MacKeeper 3.x. So you see, it does not care about the name of the files. It only sees that it is indeed the duplicate. To do the quick selection of duplicates, just click the DOPS button here at the bottom, and it will choose the files to delete those that were accessed later. So if you recently accessed certain file from the duplicate group, it will keep that file because you've accessed it the last time, more recently, and it will remove all the others that you've accessed later, previously in the past. If you would like to do a manual selection, you can expand all these groups and just do a selection. But be sure not to check all the items in certain duplicate group, because if you do, and then you click remove, it will tell you that duplicates cannot be removed because all copies are checked for one or more duplicate groups. To quickly see in which one we have both checked, just click this triangle right here at the top. It will minimize all the duplicate groups, and we'll see the one that has check mark is the one that has both files checked. So uncheck one of them and we'll be able to remove duplicates. To remove them, just click the remove button at the bottom here, at the bottom, and that will remove all the duplicates. In case after manual selection or automatic selection by clicking the dupes button, you removed files from odd places and you cannot find those files anymore, believe me, they are still on the system. Duplicates Finder will never remove all duplicates. It will always keep at least one duplicate from each duplicate group. So if you cannot find some files, just contact our support team. Again, this headphones button in the right here, then start a live chat, and they have certain magic ways to undo the removal of duplicates using the duplicate finder tool. So that is quite simple. Seventh step is completely uninstall applications from your Mac. Usually, if you would like to uninstall some application, you go to Applications and then just drag that application to the trash, right? Wrong. That's the wrong way to do that, because many applications leave certain files on the system if you just remove them from the applications folder, because they need to save certain preferences or configuration files on the system in your user's library folder. To manually get rid of those, you can click the Go button, hold down the Option key, go to Library, go to probably check the application support folder for any folders that have the same name as the application that you would like to uninstall. Then go just into the library, scroll down, see if any folders do have the same name, for example, Safari or Mail. Then go to cache. Probably the app will leave some caches back on the system. Then go to next is logs. You might have some logs, so go into logs and check that, and in the preferences. But this is slightly harder to find, because this one, the names of the files are not exactly the names of applications. That they first start with the company that created them. For example, apple.com, so com.apple.universal access, com.skype.skype.list. So all these are a bit cryptic. You need to know the name of the company that created that certain application to get rid of it from the preferences. And let's go back out from the preferences into library. And the last place is, I guess, saved application state. It might have something in it, so you can get rid of it as well. But again, manually going through the library, and sometimes even through the system library, which is in Computer, then Macintosh HD, is a bit hard. Instead, you can use Smart Installer. So let's do a quick scan in the Smart Installer. First, it has applications, so we can uninstall applications using it, uninstall widgets that we might add to our system, or default widgets if we do not use them at all on the widget screen. Preference pane, so sometimes certain applications need their preferences to be added to the system preferences. So when we go to System Preferences by clicking the apple in the top left, by default, we have only 4 of these sections. The 5th one is only added if any third-party application needs to add its preferences to it. So, for example, if we would like to change something concerning Java, we can click it and then open the next thingy and do some configuration there. So we can also use the Smart Installer to remove those, the preference panes, and plugins. In the plugins, the most interesting one is web browser plugins. So we can check it for any like malicious plugins or some suspicious files. If you have some malicious plugins or add-ons added to your web browser, you will most likely have the 5th item here, something like web browser plugins or add-ons. I don't remember because it was a long time ago when I last had any malicious add-ons in my web browser. So usually they get into the system, they look like an add-on that would do something good for our system, and sometimes they even do, but with that they use the legitimate ways in the web browser to show you something bad, like commercials or pop-ups or pop-unders, all that stuff. And they are not viruses. You cannot use the internet security to locate them, because they use legitimate ways provided by the software manufacturers who made the web browser. So they do not contain any line that looks like a virus. But you can use Smart Installer to get rid of those. Okay, now the next step is the step 8 is disable login items. When your computer starts up, when you shut it down for the night or rebooted it for after installing an update, certain applications may start up automatically if they are in login items list. To check it, click Apple in the top left, go to System Preferences, and go to Users and Groups. And if you have your username selected here at the top in this current user list, click Login Items here in the center, the tab in the top right slightly. It will show you the list of applications that you have in auto start. You can even add applications to it. So let's add, for example, the App Store, and the App Store will now start automatically with our system whenever we boot up. If we put a check mark next to hide, it will start, the App Store will start, but it will only have the black dot below it, or white dot if you have 10.9 and earlier. So that dot means that the application is currently open, and it will open, but it will not show you its interface in the center of the screen. If you uncheck it, if you uncheck the hide, it will show you its window in the center. Please do not confuse this with the dialog that you get when you, for example, restart the computer. This one that says, "Are you sure you want to restart and reopen Windows when logging back in?" If you leave this one checked, it will reopen the windows that you have had before you restarted. But if you uncheck it, it will not open any windows. But still, even if you uncheck it and you have something in the list of the login items, that application will open after you restarted the computer. So you can click, this item in the list and then click minus to get rid of it. If you do not want to get into this whole path from Apple, then system preferences, then, oh my god, how many icons, where do I go next? Oh yes, to users and groups. After 5 minutes of looking onto each icon, instead you can use login items here in MacKeeper. It is in the advanced tools. If you click it, you'll see the same menu, and we can use it to remove any items from the login items list. That will hopefully speed up the loading time of our computer. Next step is remove unnecessary files. So with time, whenever we use our computer, we may pile up a whole bunch of files that we will never use again, and they just sit there, they just take some space, some videos or pictures that we will never use and never look again. Just go through your folders, open the Finder, go to your username or click Go and then choose Home. Go through each folder, get inside it, see that something is old and you can move it to trash to get rid of it, something you like. So just do that. It takes a bit of a time, but then you'll feel better because you have it cleaner and more tidy. Next thing is the step 10 is to reset Safari. This, if you have 10.9 and earlier, when you click Safari, there will be a Reset Safari button in the menu. And actually, I usually tend to advise customers to uncheck all the items but two, the one that says something about the cache and the one that says something about cookies. So leave only these two checked. The names of those items vary from version of Safari to version. Just look for cache, or cookies. Leave those two checked, only those two checked, and uncheck all the others. Developers that created the 10.10 thought about that, and instead of Reset Safari, they left only Clear History and Website Data. So effectively, this does the same, and plus clears your history. So it will remove the cookies, it will remove cache, and clear up the history of your browsing. So you can use this one from time to time to clean up your web browser and make it work a bit faster. And the final, an add-on step, step 11, is not to forget to quit applications properly, because especially if you came from Windows world, you got used to clicking the red circle. You got used to clicking on it in the right corner, but here you click it on the left. But this does not actually quit that application. You see, it still has a black dot below it, and if you click it, it momentaneously opens up again. Instead, you need to quit it properly. So you can click the app menu button to the left from Apple, to the right from Apple, in the top left. If you click it, the last item will always be quit that certain application. So if we instead open Safari, for example, and click Safari, it will say quit Safari. If we have MacKeeper, quit MacKeeper. The other way is to Control-click on the icon in the dock on the icon of the running app. It will have quit item. Click and hold, or on MacBook or MacBook family, just double tap if you have that enabled. So right-click by double tapping, and just choose quit. You can also use the Apple menu and choose Force Quit dialog. It will have a list of applications that are currently running, so you can click the app there and click Force Quit. You can relaunch the Finder if you need to. So, for example, if you changed the language of the interface, you can relaunch the Finder to see all the menu buttons in that certain language. And you can use the keyboard combination, so you can press Command Q to quit the application. That is quite simple, and if you quit all your applications, your system will have much more resources and will work faster, because if you have a number of applications open all at the same time and you are using only one for every half an hour or an hour, it will be sluggish because there will be not enough resources. So do not forget to quit your application. Okay, so that's that for me. For today, it's time for the contest. So the question is, I will read you a question and then I will give you a variance of the answer. Question: which files do you need to remove to decrease your Mac's initial boot time? A. Language files, B. Duplicate files, and C. Login items. I repeat, which files do you need to remove to decrease your Mac's initial boot time? A. Language files, B. Duplicate files, and C. Login files. So let's see what you had to say. Oh my, there's quite a list of people who already answered. Let me scroll up to the first person who gave the correct answer. One moment. Okay, almost there. And it's David Wynn, W-I-N-N. Congratulations to David Wynn. Thank you, everyone who participated and gave the right answer, gave wrong answer maybe. Thank you all very much for participating, for joining me in this webinar. I hope you found it useful and at least took a couple things from it. We'll announce you the date of the next webinar and the theme of it, and you will receive an email with the link to the recording of the session. So do not worry, if you missed something, you'll be able to watch it later. So yeah, thank you very much. That's been all from me. I've been Roman. Have a good one. Bye-bye.